Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Dizzle, and I am back with another video for you guys. And as you guys can see by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about what if Shaquille O'Neal never left the Los Angeles Lakers back in 2004. So let's start off this video just by saying Kobe and Shaq are one of the greatest duos to ever play together. They were so dominant when they did play together. In the 8 years they played together, they won 3 rings in a row, which was actually a three-peat. 2000 through 2002 were really just dominated by Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant because they were just unstoppable when they were playing together. Now, when Shaquille O'Neal left in 2004, it came from a loss to the Detroit Pistons in the NBA Finals, where they lost to a team with Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, that type of team. And in 2005, so now we're going to be talking about after Shaquille O'Neal left, okay? So they dominated for a good 8 years, won 3 rings together. In 2005, after Shaquille O'Neal left the Lakers, the San Antonio Spurs actually beat the Lakers, or they got to the finals and ended up winning it all. And then 2006, Shaquille O'Neal and Dwayne Wade in Miami ended up winning a championship together when they were playing in Miami. Now, this is another team that I believe that Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant could have beat. In fact, I don't even think the Heat would have made it without Shaq. But I think the Lakers could have won the 2006 NBA Finals, which possibly could have been against the Cleveland Cavaliers. In 2007, the Spurs again won another NBA championship, and they beat a weak Cavaliers team with really only LeBron James. And I believe that if Kobe and Shaq were together, they could have once again beat the San Antonio Spurs team and advanced to the NBA Finals and beat the weak Cleveland Cavalier team that really only had LeBron. Now in 2008, the Lakers lost 4-2 to a strong Boston Celtics team, which we all know had Rajon Rondo, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen. Now that is one of the best big four, that's probably the best big four to ever play on the same team at one time together. That team will never be forgotten. But I believe the Lakers really could have taken them down with Shaquille O'Neal. I know Shaq would be getting up there in his age, as he does retire in 3 years. However, I think with somebody as big and as dominant as Shaq was, I think that they could have ended up winning the NBA championship in 2008 to the Boston Celtics. And then in 2009, the Lakers win with, which is big because I think they again would have won with Shaquille O'Neal, because how could you lose with somebody that's more dominant than anybody that's really ever played the game before? I mean, it's debatable who's more dominant, him or Wilt Chamberlain. But I believe 2009 Shaquille O'Neal would have only contributed to the team. All their criticism to each other and all that stuff aside, I believe Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant could have ended up winning a 2009 NBA championship. Now in 2010, the Los Angeles Lakers actually ended up winning another NBA chip, and it was a strong Lakers team, not the best that they've seen in a long time, but the Lakers ended up winning it all with a team with really only Kobe, Lamar Odom, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum. Now this is big because Bynum would not have been starting, I believe, if Shaq was there. Even though Shaq is 1 year away from retirement, I still believe he would have had the starting spot in LA. And if not, they still would have won another chip together and still would have dominated the league at the time. And yeah, so obviously we all know in 2011 the upset, the Dallas Mavericks ended up beating the Miami Heat. With a team that was just led by Dirk Nowitzki. It was one of the greatest, underdog teams to ever win in NBA history. Nobody expected the Mavs to win. Again, I believe that I don't think the Lakers could have got to the finals this year. However, I do believe that they could have made a strong push again. And Shaq and Kobe, I feel like if they had a good run, I feel like Shaq would have maybe played a couple more years in the NBA. And yeah, I mean, other than their 3 chips from 98, to 2004, or whatever it was. I don't remember the exact dates. Sorry if some of these facts are a little off. I'm just doing my research before this video. I don't know too much about them. I'm just, you feel me? I know a lot about the current day NBA, not really the past. But 2000 to 2002 was a good run from Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. We saw what could have been the greatest duo to ever play the game together. Like, we're talking better than Kobe, or I mean, not Kobe. We're talking better than MJ and Scotty. We're talking better than, freaking, there's so many you can talk about. I mean, Wilt or Kareem and freaking Oscar. Like, there's so many different duos you can talk about in NBA past that don't even compete with Shaq and Kobe. If you put prime Shaq and Kobe against any of these duos, prime Shaq and Kobe are going to win, because Shaquille O'Neal was probably the most dominant player the game has ever seen, and with somebody with the capability and defensive leadership of Kobe Bryant on both ends, I believe that Kobe and Shaq were the greatest duo in NBA history. And again, I feel like if Shaq stayed in LA in 2005, I do not believe they would have won in 2005, but if he stayed until the end of his career, I believe he would have won at least 3 more championships, one in 2006, maybe one in 2007, but for sure he would have gotten another one, where I feel like if he was there in 2008, I feel like he could have helped Kobe so much, beat that really, really strong Boston Celtics team. 2009, obviously the Lakers won it. 2010, that's 2 guaranteed rings right there. If Shaquille O'Neal was in LA, all he would do is contribute. I don't think he would hurt the team at all. I feel like he would take a down roll if he really needed to. But again, that's 2 more rings on Shaq's resume. I feel like if he stayed in LA, he would have became probably one of the, he is one of the greatest of all time, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he'd be more discussed about as the GOAT if he got these extra rings. Now, I don't understand why people base a player's greatness on rings. Obviously, it does contribute a little bit. Bill Russell with 11, being the greatest winner in NBA history. Freaking MJ winning 2 3-peats. Like, we get it. The rings mean a lot, but obviously MJ is the greatest player of all time. Shaquille is nowhere near that conversation for me. But I feel like if he has this 2000, I feel like they could have won the 2006 against probably the weak Cavs team, or Boston Celtics team, or 2007. I feel like they could have beat the San Antonio Spurs. 2008, the Lakers lost 4-2 to a strong Boston team. I feel like they could have beat them with Shaq. So that's another ring. That's 2. 2009 they won. That's another ring. That's 3. And then 2010, Lakers win again, and that's like 3 to 4 more rings on Shaq's resume if he would have stayed in LA. And yeah, I feel like if he stayed there, this would have been, no doubt about it, the greatest duo in NBA history. But yeah, guys, that is gonna wrap it up. I was just talk about, what if Shaquille O'Neal stayed? I feel like they would have dominated the league for so much longer, and I'm really disappointed he didn't end up staying. I would have loved to see them, more clips and highlights of them just dominating around the league for decades. Kobe Bryant is talked about as one of the greatest scorers of all time, if not the greatest. And I feel like, again, if Kobe has those extra rings, those extra 2 rings on his resume, Kobe's even closer to the GOAT conversation. I think Kobe's top 3 all time. You got MJ, LeBron, and Kobe. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say, man. If you guys did enjoy this video or want to see more NBA content like this, please remember to stay tuned for more. This is my first one. Let me know, give me some feedback down in the comments below how I did on it. I did some research beforehand, took some notes. I did my research. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this video down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and peace out.